Good evening.
Good evening.
In the absence of our board president, Janice Savage Martin, I'd like to call this meeting of the Duncanville Independent School District to order. Let the record show that we have a quorum of board members present. This meeting has been duly called and notice has been posted in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Chapter 551. I'll now ask Trustee Joe Veracruz to lead us in our invocation and both. Before now? Okay. I stand corrected. We're going to reconvene to take action on what we met in closed session. Okay. Is there a motion? Thanks, Phil.
So moved.
The motion has been made by Tom, seconded by Phil. Are there any questions or comments or discussion in regards to our new hire? All those in favor, please raise your right hand. All those opposed, no. The motion passed 6-0. Now we will go to our opening. No, I messed up again.
No, you didn't mess up at all. You're doing a wonderful job. We just want to introduce
We're going to introduce? Okay, good.
the candidate that you all just approved.
Okay, yeah, I just got my Hollywood script just a little while ago, so I'll practice.
So I am going to call up Ms. Kathleen Brown to come up and introduce the new Chief of Police for Duncanville ISD, and then she'll come and shake everybody's hand.
Okay. Good evening, Madam Vice President, Board of Trustees, Dr. Smith. It brings me great pleasure to introduce you all to our new Chief of Police, Chief Shavella Hampton. Ms. Hampton. Ms. Hampton brings over 23 years of law enforcement experience to her role as the Chief of Police for Duncanville ISD. She received her associate's degree in Science Business Administration from Southwestern Christian College in 1988 and her Bachelor of Science in 1990. In 2001, Ms. Hampton earned her master's degree in Human Relations and Business from Amberton University. She has served in the Arlington Police Department for most of her career. While in Arlington, she's held the following ranks: officer, sergeant, lieutenant, and is currently a deputy chief. In her current role, she has supervisory responsibility for over 103 employees and provides police services to more than 160,000 citizens. Her duties also include budget and policy-making oversight for the programs and assignments under her command. Ms. Hampton has held a leadership planning role as the City of Arlington hosts events such as the Dallas Cowboys events, Texas Rangers, and numerous other large events in those venues. Ms. Hampton is a member of the International Association of Chiefs of Police, National Organization of Black Law Enforcement Executives, and the National Homeland Security Consortium. Her training in the area of law enforcement is quite extensive. Ms. Hampton is very versatile in law enforcement and is looking forward to using her skills and expertise to build an exceptional police department here in Duncanville ISD. Chief Shavella Hampton. And we will ask Ms. Hampton's family to stand and be recognized at this time. And you can say a few words.
Dr. Smith and the board, I would like to thank you for this opportunity to be here tonight. My experience and hard work has allowed me to be standing before you. It's an honor and it's a blessing. In law enforcement, at my level, we often talk about when you're seeking out organization to become leaders, you want to make sure that you are a fit for that particular organization. Not only am I confident that I'm a fit for Duncanville ISD, but Dr. Smith has already made me feel a part of the team. I look forward to becoming a part of Duncanville ISD. I look forward to supporting the board's decision, and I look forward to building relationships throughout the city of Duncanville. This opportunity is a dream, it's my passion, and it's always about the kids with me. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you. And welcome to our team, Mrs. Hampton. Now it is time to go into our opening ceremonies. I'll ask Trustee Joe Vera Cruz to give our invocation and lead us in both pledges. Please stand.
Please stand. All right, let us pray. Heavenly Father, once again, Lord, we thank you for the opportunity to welcome in new members to our team, Lord. We ask and pray for Chief Hampton and all the things that she'll be faced with. We ask that the Holy Spirit just guide her, direct her, Lord, and keep her on a straight path. As always, Lord, even though we're separated from our kids, Lord, running success stories one student at a time is always our goal and our focus, Lord. We can only do it with you. Heavenly Father, continue to bless us, keep us. In your mighty name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you, Mr. Vera Cruz. Now we will have Dr. Smith give us an update of the district events and programs and what he's been up to.
All right, thank you there, Madam Vice President. Good evening, board and staff and community, those that are here. I have a few items here on the superintendent's report. Let me begin first by introducing a gentleman that we are also welcoming to our team. His name is Oscar Rodriguez. I'd like to ask Oscar just to stand so everybody can see you, know who you are. I want to tell you about Oscar. Oscar is going to be joining us as the Director of Technology. You may remember Shantae Cowan was in that position prior to. She's obviously since become our Chief Technology Officer. So Mr. Rodriguez will assist her in leading our technology department. I want to share with you a little bit about him. He received his Bachelor's of Arts in Operations Management from UTA in 2006, his Master of Science degree from Texas A&M Commerce in 2013, and he has an MBA that he's received from TCU in 2017. He's a continuous learner. He's currently working on another master's in Advanced Data Analytics. And in our second interview, I had to probe him a little bit on, what his direction really was going in that direction. But he has some big goals, and I think he's going to be a good fit here, and it's going to provide a lot of value to us as a district. He's been a teacher, he's been an instructional coach, he's been an educational technology coordinator, he's been a technology supervisor, and also has been a staffing manager. So he brings a lot of skills to the district, and we're really looking forward to him joining our team. This is Mr. Oscar Rodriguez. All right, then I have the next following items. You can follow along there on the PowerPoint for those that are in the audience on the screen. So we are about to begin our senior leadership team retreat, as well as our back-to-school leadership activities. And so every summer, I take time to reflect on what's working, what we need to improve upon, where potential weak spots are, and I begin to build a profile and a framework for what our focus should be moving forward. And so I want to share that with the board and kind of update you on what we have coming up. So on the 19th, which I believe is this Thursday, if I have that correct, we'll have our senior leadership team retreat. And it's kind of like the first activity of our leadership activities that we'll engage in as we get prepared to open up the 18-19 school year. At our senior leadership team retreat, we're going to focus on emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is all about a leader's self-awareness and self-management. Effective leaders are able to manage themselves and their own emotions, and also have a great deal of awareness. And so those are key attributes that we are wanting to focus on as a senior leadership team. And our roles deal with a lot of emotions, deal with a lot of people and circumstances, and so being able to navigate those waters very carefully and strategically is what we're going to focus on in our senior leadership team retreat. And so it's something that I want to continue to grow and work on, and it's something that I feel like will be a great benefit to our team. So our ultimate goal is to groom our leaders to be very intentional about their focus on emotional intelligence and how that's going to translate to making a positive impact, not just internally with our staff, but also externally as we deal with those outside stakeholders. So that's going to be our focus for the senior leadership team retreat. And we also have some team building activities that we'll engage in the second half of the day. So we'll do our emotional intelligence work on the first half of the day, and we'll do some team activities on the second half of the day. Then we'll transition into the following week, and we'll expand the group, and we'll have what we call Camp Panther. And that's our district leadership team. And you may say, well, who's all involved in the district leadership team? It's our senior leadership team members, our SLT team members. It is all of the directors of the various departments in the district, our principals, our assistant principals, and so anyone that's in a lead role that's responsible for getting work done through others, they're a part of this district leadership team. So at our Camp Panther, it's going to be over 2 days. The first day, we're going to talk about the culture of leadership, and I have a speaker coming in to build on what we talked about in terms of emotional intelligence, but then also how to build a culture that is positive, a culture that is aligned, a culture where people work together. We're going to do a lot of work and have activities and conversations centered around that topic on day 1. And then on day 2, our focus is the lead learner. And so that's going to be all about leadership, teaching, and learning. And so I wanted to take us off-site to get us in just a different location than what we're familiar with. So we're going to have Camp Panther at UNT Dallas. We're going to be in the Founders Hall there. And so it's just an opportunity to get off-site and to go focus on those things that we need to focus on in terms of leadership and having a good, solid opening to the year. Our theme, we kind of took our theme as a spinoff from our vision statement. So our theme for Camp Panther is writing success stories one leader at a time. So we kind of took that spinoff as we focus on leadership. Starting my 3rd year in the district, I take time each summer to do some reflecting, as I said, about what's working and what's not working, what we need to improve on. And there are 3 areas that I wanted to really focus on this year. And so one is continuing to build that culture. We've done a lot over the first couple of years, and so I want to continue to extend that culture that's professional, has a high degree of accountability, and places a premium on communication. If we do those things exceptionally well, we're going to be in a really good place. So we're going to continue to do the work on building that kind of culture in our district. The second thing is enhancing leadership capacity. We have a lot of people in leadership roles, principals, assistant principals, that are really 3 years and less or less in their role in the district. And so they're still growing. So we're going to continue to put an emphasis on developing the capacity within our leaders and teamwork. And then the third thing is just to continue to enhance the instructional leadership that needs to be present with those that are leading our campuses. So our focus this year will really be on a lot of those areas so that we can get the alignment we're looking for. These are 3 books that we're going to use to start our book study. Every leader, every person in a leadership role that's on the DLT team will get these books. And so the first one is Leverage Leadership, and we're going to use that book. Has a lot of information in it for principals. That's primarily for principals. and developing their instructional leadership ability. We're going to be doing a book study on culture, eat strategy for lunch. And that's all about building the right kind of culture to set the stage for success in your organization or in your department or on your team. And so we're going to focus on that. And then the last book is the EQ, The Difference, a powerful plan for putting emotional intelligence to work. So throughout the course of the school year, these are going to be our leadership areas of focus. And so every time we meet each month, whether it be a curriculum meeting, whether it be a department meeting, our senior leadership team meetings, these books will be emphasized and be a part of the conversation in some shape, form, or fashion. So we're going to launch it and kick it off next week at our Camp Panther, and I'm really excited about that starting a new year. And then I wanted to update you just on the TRE. I know we have been talking about this at the last couple of board meetings, but I just want to make sure that we are keeping you up to date on some of the recent things that I have been doing. I've started, you may recall I gave the board kind of an outline of activities that will be taking place over the course of July, August, basically leading into September 8th. And so I have actually started that process. I've already started meeting one-on-one with community members. I'll continue that. I'll extend it to some groups that we've already identified, the Lions, Rotary, I may be missing one, Lions, Rotary, the Chamber, and there may be a few others that I'm missing at this moment, but we've got a list that we've already developed of different community service organizations that I'll be speaking to. The Realtors Group, that's on my calendar as well. So we've got a number of groups that I'll be speaking to. We've already started the development on our second series of videos that will go out, and then the second push of brochures and door hangers and things of that nature that's going to go out. So we're really, I think, in a good place in terms of beginning to educate our community. We are working on some town hall style type presentations, and so I'll get those dates to you as soon as we confirm those. But the penny swap election is Saturday, September 8th. Polls are open from 7 to 7. We are pretty much finalizing where our locations will be. And so we just got a lot of work to do in getting our slogan out, getting our messaging out, and helping our community truly understand what this is going to mean for us. So I wanted to give you an update on where we are there. And of course, each board meeting and each week through our weekly memos, I'll keep you up to date on that. The last thing I have for reports is I wanted to give our principals an opportunity to have a one-on-one meeting with me. And so I have scheduled, and I've already started, I think I've probably met with about 4 or so of the 18, but I've already started one-on-one meetings with every principal. The purpose of this meeting is for me to have one-on-one time with them, to hear their perspective, and they drive the agenda. It's not my agenda. I tell them it's their meeting and whatever they want to talk to me about. I think it's important for me as superintendent that I get feedback from multiple different groups. And so sometimes you put yourself in a box if you limit the feedback that you get from your staff and you don't have a true picture of how everything is going in the district. So I wanted to initiate this with the principals, and so I've started that process. We talk about personnel, we talk about student achievement, talk about strengths, what's working, what's not working, what's the plan to improve it, opportunities for growth, and we talk about data. And so those meetings have been going well, and I'm already prepared to launch some adjustments in some of our plans that we'll have moving forward just based on the feedback that I'm getting from principals. And I'll be sharing that with SLT and other members of the team at a later date. But that concludes the superintendent's report for this evening.
Thank you, Dr. Smith. And we want to welcome Mr. Rodriguez. Glad to have you on our team. We now move into the consent agenda. Is there a motion to move any items?
Vice President, I move that we move items from the action agenda, items B, C, D, and E, to the consent agenda.
Second.
Thank you. Tom made the motion to have items B, C, D, and E moved to the consent agenda, and Board Member Phil McNeely seconded. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. No opposed. Motion passed 6-0. Now do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as amended?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you, Joe. Board Member Tom Kennedy. I just want to say Tom and Joe. And Board Member Joe Veracruz seconded the motion. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. No opposed. Motion passed 6-0. We now move to action item A. Mrs. Andrea Fields.
Good evening, Madam President, Vice President, and board members, Dr. Smith, and the audience. Again, this evening it is my pleasure to present to you the approval of purchase of iPads for our STEAM Academy located at Kennemer Middle School. Board, you may remember, I guess about a month or so ago, that we got the good news about the technology lending grant to the tune of $100,000. And so tonight we're asking your approval for the purchase of 150, along with the Wi-Fi cellular Apple SIM with a 3-year Apple Care for the iPads, the iPad minis that we're asking for your approval. The total, of course, before you is $76,200. And if you have technical questions, I have Ms. Shantae Cowan here. If you have the instructional questions, I have Dr. Rentz and the team here. Because it's a purchase over $50,000 tonight, that's why we're asking for your approval. Are there any questions?
How do you turn them on?
I'm sure there are going to be some development and training for our students, and we're really excited about what this is going to mean. It's part of our one-on-one initiative there at the STEAM Academy, and so we know that the young people they probably already know how to turn them on, Mr. McNeely. It'll be those of us who will be like me who'll need the training. Are there any other questions? All right.
Thank you, Mrs.
Thank you.
Fields. Is there a motion to approve the purchase of 150 iPads and Wi-Fi cellular for Apple SIM with a 3-year Apple Care for the iPads for STEAM Academy in the amount of $76,200?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, which is? Okay, Cassandra. Tom Kennedy has moved, and Cassandra Phillips has seconded the motion. Are there any questions, discussion, comments? All those in favor, please raise your right hand. No opposed. Motion passed 6-0. We will now go into our information discussion agenda items. Would Mrs. Winifred Goodman, please?
Good evening, Madam Vice President, Board, Dr. Smith. Each year, we present our annual report for our bilingual ESL program, and I have Ms. Erica Reyes, our Director of Language Acquisition, who will give that update.
Good evening, Madam Vice President, Board of Trustees, Dr. Smith. It's my pleasure this evening to present our annual bilingual ESL program overview. One of the measurements that we use for our EL students, our English language learners, is the TELPAS. And the TELPAS is the Texas English Language Proficiency Assessment. It is a state assessment, and with that assessment, we measure the proficiency levels of our English learners. So our goal for this assessment is that they progress one level every year. And those levels are beginning, intermediate, advanced, and advanced high. So if you look at the chart, we have our 2016, 2017 results. We do not have our 2018 yet. We're waiting on TEA. So as soon as we get those, this chart will be updated and the information will be given to you. But I just wanted you to be aware that this is one of the state measurements that we use to help see the progress in our EL students. Now, the purpose of our bilingual program is to have our students learn the English language while they're learning their native language. And we want to make sure that they're able to transfer all the content and all the skills and knowledge from their first language to their second language, and that they're able to have grade level content and keep up with their English peers. This is the second year that we have implemented the dual language enrichment program. If you see the early exit transitional, that is what we are phasing out because that is a remedial program. And we want our children, our students, to have enrichment. So this is our second year that we have implemented the dual language enrichment program. And as you can see there, the kids are learning on grade level. They have high expectations. We're producing bilingual, biliterate students, and they have long-term achievement. Our program goals, this year we implemented dual language in pre-K. We have pre-K, kinder, and first. And these are our program goals for each grade level. Next year, we will be implementing second grade. And if you look at first and second grade, they have the same goals. However, in second, we're really working on the refinement of their writing. If you look at those samples, we have a pre-K sample, a kindergarten sample, and a first grade sample. And if you notice, they're writing. And so they're meeting their benchmark, they're meeting their goals. But we really, really want to work on quality as well, not just quantity. So we're really going to be pushing the refinement for the upcoming second grade coming in. And if you also notice, second grade is really a pivotal year. It's very important because those students are going to have English language arts and Spanish language arts. So that's going to be something that we really have to focus on and make sure that we have all the training and all the needed necessities for our teachers to be able to do, because those kids are going to be doing both. And if you, like, we've just finished our benchmarks, and I'll get that data to you too. We've read over 650 writing samples. So we use a rubric to grade those to see if they've met their benchmark, and we've had great success this year, so we're very, very proud of our dual language teachers. And if you look, this is what I was, in November of this year, Dr. Gomez, who is the founder of the Gomez & Gomez program that we have implemented, came and did classroom visits. And so he looks at 4 different areas. Dual language environment, which is the teachers are using content boards, their word walls, journaling, all the components in the framework of the program. Duncanville scored above average. Instruction, he's looking at the framework of the program. Are they following the lesson cycle? Are they completing the lesson cycle? Duncanville scored above average. We had 6 dual language teachers that scored exemplary, and they're listed there. However, we also had 3 kindergarten teachers that were really, really, really close. So our goal is to keep pushing these teachers, keep providing that support, because we want all our teachers to be exemplary. And as a campus summary, Duncanville got above average. And that's when you go into a campus, that's when you go into a campus and you look around. Okay, I think I'm going the wrong way. Can you fix it? When you walk around and you're seeing like a welcome sign and it's in English and Spanish, or you hear announcements and they're in English and Spanish, because we really want the environment to be in both languages. That culture that we talk about, we want that culture of the dual language as well. And that's why part of the program has language of the day. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, the kids speak Spanish, even like in transitions. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays, it's an English day. So if you're on a campus on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you can say hola or something that you know in Spanish. because this is what we're trying to develop, that culture, not just in the classroom, but for the campus. So our campuses are doing well. Program recommendations from Dr. Gomez was that we've gotten the framework, we've gotten the environment, we've gotten all of that down packed. So now our main focus is going to be instructional, making sure that we really hit all those components, making sure that those teachers know that lesson cycle, and making sure that we have continue with the fidelity of our program. That's why it's been so successful, is the fidelity and the accountability that we've been helping and providing that support for the teachers. So our focus will be classroom instruction for next year. And if you look in, like I said, in 2018, we're going to have second grade will be 13 plus teachers, and we'll continue with the same practices we've been doing with our other teachers as well. Providing the support, we'll have classroom visits from Dr. Gomez again, we'll have ongoing training. We're going to we supply them with their resources, their materials. Over the summer, we try to be proactive, and if they need help setting up their classrooms, we go in and help them set up their classrooms, because we don't want environment to be a barrier. We want them to be able to walk into that classroom, be set up, be ready to go, instruction from the first day. So we give our time to these teachers to provide that support and anything else they need. So we're looking forward to a great second grade year, and hoping that we can just continue with what the fidelity of this program and the success that we have seen. So if you have any questions, I'm here to answer. Yes, sir.
What do we do about the other 26 languages in the district?
Well, as soon as those start hitting, then we'll start. Right now, our main is Spanish. We are seeing that Mandarin is coming up. So as we see those numbers grow, we need to be proactive and start looking for those teachers as well.
My question really, though, is if the kids that represent these 26 languages, that's what they speak and they don't speak English, how do we communicate with them to help them learn to get to the English side of it?
Well, first of all, we want to keep, what you're saying, we need to communicate in their language. However, there are strategies that are instructional strategies that are best practices that are good for all students, such as providing word walls with pictures, because everybody can communicate with a picture. And then having that practice, having peers, having, we're going to have, like I said, the main thing is, even if it is with Spanish or English, is having somebody in your native language come speak. So as we see those numbers grow, it's really imperative that we do find someone to do that. But in the meantime, providing those best practices of having content boards, having the, like I said, the pictures, having the comprehensible input where you provide, say example, you're writing a sentence, you provide the pictures that go along with that, the repetition. So providing those best practices. It is challenging, but it can be done.
I have one other question.
Sure.
Maybe I don't understand exactly what you said. If you could go back to a couple of slides, I'll tell you.
Am I doing this? Can you go back to my PowerPoint?
Yeah, I can just read it off of here, I think. It has to do with program goals for 2018-19, where it says write full page in English and read on grade level in native language. What emphasis do we put on them being able to read on grade level in English?
They do both because it's a transfer. However, when you learn in your native language first, the transfer is easier and it comes a lot quicker. So we want to build on their native language, because if you can learn you're learning in your native language, you don't have to worry about the language barrier. You're worried about the content and what you're learning. So we do both. However, we focus on the native because the transfer is a lot easier.
I guess my concern would be to make sure those children are reading on grade level in English as well.
Yes, but you can't do both at the same time. You can work on both at the same time.
So what happens when they get to the third grade and they can't read English?
They can do their test in Spanish. They can do their STAR test in Spanish or any testing. We just keep working on it, and you keep working on it, and eventually they do come to where they are on grade level. It won't hinder their learning or hinder their reading. It takes a little bit longer for English. That's why part of the reason why we do not do the early transitional exit anymore, because we were so focused on English that both their English and Spanish the reading levels were low because they couldn't do either.
Let me just kind of add in here too. Another good point to think about is for early learners, confidence is really important. And so you build their confidence in the language that they're most comfortable in first. And so that's where, we're referencing where you really get them to have good command with their native language. And then once they've built that confidence up, then you have an easier transition to get them at the level where you're looking to improve their English ability to comprehend. And so that's where a lot of the focus is spent with those early learners. So you're really accomplishing both, is essentially what Ms. Reyes is saying. You're accomplishing both. By focusing on the Spanish, it's not that you're not focusing on the English. It's just that you've got to build their level of understanding and get that confidence up. And so that's where that focus is.
I'm not saying that we should focus on English. I think it's critically important that kids be able to continue learning their native language and be able to understand it and use it. But it's also critically important in this country for them to be able to understand and read English. And the sooner they can do that, the better off everybody's going to be.
Well, it's not really, and I agree with what you're saying. They do need to be able to learn English, but like Dr. Smith was saying, it is the confidence level. It's being able to have that command over your language, because the transferability is so much easier. So it's not, I don't think, a fact of sooner. It's a fact of being able to do it and do it well. And that's what the dual language enrichment program does. It builds both, because you're not just saying, okay, today we're reading here. You're able to put both languages throughout the day, and they see it in different contexts. Not just I'm reading in Spanish, or I'm reading in English. They're also reading, writing. They're learning math in English. They're having conversations in both languages. So they're embedded in both, so the transferability is a lot easier.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Any more questions, comments? Thank you, Ms. Reyes.
Thank you.
It's now time for our annual demographic report. Dr. Smith?
Yes, ma'am. We have Templeton Demographics here, and our representative that provides our report for us. And so I'll turn it over, and we'll walk through an update on our demographic data.
Thank you, Dr. Smith and Madam Vice President and board members. Just a quick introduction on myself. I'm not Bob Templeton. My name is Michelle Box. I'm the research manager at Templeton Demographics. I've been with the company just over 4 years now. And I oversee our research team, and I'm actually the one that builds these reports. So thank you for letting me be before you today and fill in for Bob and not let him take all the credit from us. I'm going to start out with just a quick economic update. We're going to look at the MSA as a whole, and then we're going to look at the housing market within the Duncanville Independent School District specifically. And then I am going to update you on a couple area charter schools that we're looking at and tracking for you as well. And finally, I'm going to present 2 scenarios that we've built for 10-year enrollment projections for your district. And I'm going to get into why we have those 2 scenarios and talk you through those and answer any questions you may have. So to start us off, the economic conditions in DFW MSA, obviously we all know job growth is very, very strong. For the last 12 months ending in May of 2018, the DFW markets added just over 130,000 jobs. That's due to a lot of corporate relocation still. We're still seeing growth up in that Plano, North Dallas area, that Frisco market, that $5 billion mile. You see the cranes up there every single day. That job growth translates into about a 3.7% annual job growth rate. Compare that to the national rate at 1.7. You can see just how strong that job growth is. We're neck and neck with the New York market right now in just sheer job growth numbers, and they're 3 times our size. So this is a real scalable job growth condition that we're facing. Causes a lot of unique, pros and cons for our market. One pro is that our unemployment rate is very, very low right now. DFW MSA has a 3.4% unemployment rate. Duncanville specifically is sitting at about 4%. That's about flat from where we were last year. That's well within what most economists would call full employment. So what the challenge then is caused by that healthy full employment rate is that we're really seeing a challenge at some of the lower wage sectors of the economy due to that low unemployment rate. It's very hard to fill lower wage jobs, and I know school districts feel that with a lot of different sectors in custodial services and food service, even in bus drivers. This is a real challenge that school districts face nowadays to keep and retain that skill, that labor that we need. Another thing that's been driven by that low unemployment rate and that strong job growth has been the housing market. DFW started more than 33,500 homes in the last 12 months, ending in the first quarter. So that's going to be through March of this year, basically. That's about 3,300 more home starts than we saw the previous year. So we're seeing that strong increase in that new home market, still well below where we were in the 06 kind of build up to the bubble. However, this is a much healthier market, a lot lower inventory, and we're seeing very, very strong price appreciations because of it. Quick local economic update just for you guys kind of more specifically. That Southern Gateway project is going to be a big boon to Duncanville and the southern Dallas County market. It's a $660 million road expansion that's going to expand Highway 67 all the way up through 35. Just started construction. I know you guys are going to start feeling it here pretty soon. That's expected to be complete in about 3 years. And there's a lot of prospect that this is going to be a really good driver. Those express lanes are going to go straight into Dallas markets. It's going to be a good job growth or good job corridor for people to live in South Dallas County and be able to reach job markets. We also had 2 hotels opening in the area, a little bit of retail and even tax base there as well. So transitioning into your housing market right now. This is a chart looking at your average new and existing home sale prices since 2010. So what we're trying to highlight here is just how strong, because of that job growth, just how strong these price appreciations have been. We all opened our tax appraisals and our home values right now. I think we all are kind of aware of this, but just to see these numbers, just to put it in perspective. So in 2010, your average new home sale price within your district specifically was sitting about $170,000. Today, or in 2017, we saw that average go to $260,000. That's a rise of 55% or $93,000 in just 7 years. This is making a lot of challenges for especially entry-level buyers, people my age, people with young kids. This has been a real hindrance to the new home market because people just can't afford to get into these homes when they're upping in price 10, 15% year over year. In the existing home market, within Duncanville ISD in 2010, your average home sale price was about $125,000. And last year, at the end of 2017, it was just shy of $200,000. Again, that's an increase of about 55% or $68,000 in the existing home market. So what that's actually caused is that Duncanville ISD is still one of the more affordable products, even for existing homes in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Due to your proximity to Dallas and some of these job centers, this is still a desirable area for young families who need an affordable home. So as long as you can keep that affordable entry-level product, you're going to maybe start seeing some of that regeneration. And we're already seeing indicators of that. So back in 2013, 2014, your district was selling about 700 to 750 existing homes a year, just resale turn and over of existing home product. In 2016, that jumped up to 950 homes, and by 2017, that was more than 1,100 home sales that you were seeing just in your existing home market. So almost a double in just a couple years, and that's due to that price point that's still considered affordable for younger families. So what that's going to start causing is that R word, that's regeneration. You're going to start seeing those kindergartners come back and some of those younger families start moving back into the area. This is looking specifically at the new home market across the DFW Metroplex as a whole. These are ranked by the annual closings, so these are just new homes. Prosper actually for the first time has now overtaken Frisco ISD as the #1 home builder, and so fun fact of the quarter. Again, this is a first quarter data, it ends in March. So Prosper ISD is dealing with 2,700 home sales a year within their district right now. Frisco just behind him at 2,600. Denton and Northwest kind of neck and neck at right about 2,000. In Duncanville, you guys had 87 new home starts in the last 12 months and about 128 new home closings. So with that, you see that starts is not keeping up with your closings. That means there's a little bit of a restricting market right now, simply due to the fact that you're building out of your available lots. So that third column there is your VDL. Those are vacant developed lots. Those are lots that have streets in, utilities in, they're ready to build a home on tomorrow. builder can jump in and be prepared. You have about 153 lots available to build on. That's a pretty low supply. That's sitting right at about a 12-month supply of vacant developed lot inventory. We want to see that more at 18 to 24-month supply. So that's what's causing that starts to start dropping. You're running out of lots to build on. But we're going to talk about how we see some areas of your district where we actually are going to see some new lots coming online and maybe help tick that up a little bit. For our future lots that we're tracking, futures are a little bit more vague. They're more concept plans, future phases of existing developments that have been proposed. So those have a wide range of timelines. They're anywhere from 2 to 5+ years out before being developed. And right now your district has about 1,200 lots that are still in the future kind of planning stages yet to come online. So looking at your district as a whole, just a quick housing overview of the subdivisions that we're tracking within your district. You can see your elementary boundaries there overlaid. Those green polygons are going to be your active subdivisions, and those yellow are going to be future subdivisions that we're tracking. So you can see up in kind of the north part, there's a little bit more of an active subdivision activity, and then kind of towards the south part of your district in Alexander and then Merrifield are some of the future larger lot developments that we're going to be aware of. Diving in just really quickly on a couple of those, I'm not going to make you sit through every single one of those in a slide, but just looking at some of the bigger players right now, Capella Park up in the north part of your district, 390 total lots, 115 occupied as of the first quarter, with 164 future lots still planned to be built. They had 19 under construction. I know that they've had a little bit of turnover in their ownership, but they have restarted construction. We're starting to see some rooftops again out of Capella Park. And they had 92 vacant lots available to build on. So they do have a good inventory supply that they could continue to build a significant number of homes for the next couple years. Those numbers do include 18 townhome lots that are going to still be built and developed as single-family residential. That price point in there is about $230 to $450. So we are still seeing at that $230 new home price. That is still a very competitive entry-level market for a brand new home in the DFW market. Just to its south, the estates at Grady Niblo is 140 total lots, 128 were occupied. They're basically building out of their last couple lots. You're going to see your last few rooftops going in there, and that whole subdivision is going to be completely built out of lots by about this summer, by this fall. You're going to get kind of your last students out of there, and that subdivision will be complete. And that was a much higher price point at $385 to $500. So we didn't see nearly as much of a student impact from that development simply due to that price point. Down over towards the south, the homestead at Daniel Farms, 379 planned future lots within this development. They do have approval for their first phase that has started groundwork as of today with 103 lots. Their first section of that phase is going to be delivering by about mid-next year. So by school time that starts in 2019, you will see students coming out of the homestead at Daniel Farms. And finally, a multifamily development that we're tracking, the Clark Ridge Canyon Apartments off of Camp Wisdom and Clark Road. 200 units are under construction there. They have started construction. They should start leasing their first units late 2018 or early 2019 and should have all units complete in leasing definitely by the end of next year. So most of your student impact will be felt by next school year. So moving on to some of the charter school impacts that we are tracking. This is the Uplift Grand Academy that we're tracking within Grand Prairie ISD, but they have opened in the fall of 2014. They opened with a kind of starting an elementary and a middle school with a K2 and a 6-7 grade configuration, and they've been adding basically a grade at elementary and middle school a year. Until 2017, they were serving K through 10, which is over 1,000 students at their campus. They are expanding to the lot across the street. They're expanding their high school, and they're thinking that they're going to get to K-12 with about 1,400 students at max capacity with this expansion that they're conducting. Right now, about 20% of their students come from within Duncanville ISD, so that's something that we're keeping an eye on just as a potential impact that you could feel it from your district. Harmony School of Innovation is also opening. This is actually not an expansion. I'm sorry for that typo. This is a brand new campus that is under construction there, just north of 20 and off of Beltline, I believe. It is opening this fall. It will be serving students this year. And it is opening with pre-K through 6th grade, and it's projected to enroll about 750 students at that campus, also within Grand Prairie ISD, but just kind of just outside of your district. So that's something that we're aware of that could see a little bit of student impact from as well on more the north part of your district. And finally, the International Leadership of Texas is opening their second Dallas area high school. They're opening with just a temporary location currently this fall with a 9th grade only, and they're hoping to enroll about 125 students. The international leadership programs typically don't enroll quite as many students when they're operating out of these temporary locations. So we would expect once they do get a permanent location and build a site, that they would enroll closer to 400 to 500 students in the South Dallas area. So that is all building into your 2 enrollment projection scenarios. This is your first scenario. The reason I'm kind of calling them scenarios is they're kind of 2 looks at what's been going on. You can hear that we've done a little bit of back and forth with, we've talked about some new generation, we've talked about some housing that's coming online, but we've also talked about some of these charter school growth in the area. So this first enrollment projection is looking at no charter school impact. This is a real look at some of the regeneration and some of the transfer patterns we're seeing within your district. Your district is actually, your transfers into the district have gone up by 3 times in the last just 2 years. You're actually seeing a lot more transfers into your district. You're starting to see some of that regeneration with those existing home markets. So what we're seeing here is that as of the 2017-18 school year, this is a PEAMS figure, so in an October enrollment, you had 12,890 students, and we were forecasting with no charter impact, you could enroll about 12,930 students this coming school year. What I really want to point out to you, those yellow boxes are going to be your largest grades. Green boxes are going to be the second largest grades. You can see that they're very concentrated in your upper grade levels right now. That's just a sign of a more mature district, not building as many homes. That typically concentrates there in the high school grades. If you look back just to 2013-14, your 12th grade class was about 860 students. Your kindergarten class, your incoming kindergarten class, was about 840. You can see it was quite balanced between your 12th grade exiting class and your incoming kindergarten class. Fast forward to 2017-18, your 12th grade class is almost 200 students larger than your kindergarten class. So the reason I'm pointing that out is that just by rolling up your students, what we do is a roll-up. So what happens there is every 2nd grader becomes a 3rd grader, every 3rd grader becomes a 4th grader. If you keep every single student, roll them up, and keep your kindergarten class, you're down 200 students. It's not that you lost 200 students, it's that your 12th grade class is just that much bigger than your kindergarten class. But what we're starting to forecast with some of that regeneration, you can see that that kindergarten class has dipped down, but we see it coming back up. You were at 840 students in 2013. We could see you getting back to that 840 to 50 students by about 2024, 2025. That is what's going to drive a lot of that future kind of little bit of enrollment growth. We think you could add about 240 students in the next 5 years for a 2022 enrollment of 13,134 and 10-year growth of 845. Again, as that kindergarten class starts to balance that 12th grade a little bit better, for a 2027 enrollment of 13,000, about 700 students. This is what that looks like at the campus level. You can see that negative 273 this year. That's a little bit of an anomaly. That's that grade configuration shift. At Hastings and Hyman Elementary, you removed the 5th grade class, so they went back to a K-4 grade configuration. So I just want to point that out. You did not lose 273 students. Those are simply now reflected in the intermediate numbers. We project that this fall you can enroll 4,450 elementary students, and by about 2021 you can enroll more than 4,500 students at the elementary level, again, K through 4. The secondary campuses, they're the 235 growth at the Daniel Intermediate. That's where those 5th graders came back in this year. Do see a little bit of a bump. Here I want to point out where in 2020, 2021, see a little bit of a negative dip in that intermediate. You can then follow that little bubble all the way down through the middle schools, 2022, 23, see negative 58, negative 139. That's that small kindergarten class working its way through your campuses. That creates this little bubble when the kindergarten drops off. And that is not unique to your district. This has happened across the state and across the nation. In the last 3-4 years, due to the recession and due to declining birth rates, every single district we work with has seen a decline at kindergarten and is experiencing this little bubble as this small kindergarten class works its way through the district. So I just wanted to point that out. That's kind of where those little negative blips come in. Simply a class size anomaly. So at the high school level, I think that Duncanville High School can enroll just over 4,500 students by about 2022. So your second scenario is a charter impact scenario. We did want to go ahead and provide you with as much information as possible. We are tracking these charter schools. This is a very competitive landscape for public schools, as I'm sure you are very aware. Just in the last 4 or 5 years, this market has become more and more competitive as not just competing with charter schools, but also your neighbors for students. So we also wanted to provide you with a charter impact projection that shows a little bit more of an expanding impact from charter schools and from regional competition over the next 10 years. And basically what happens is that your enrollment remains more flat over the next 10 years. So you can see that kindergarten class doesn't quite get back up to where it was, resulting in a little bit of a kind of back and forth, and you would end about 5 years at about 12,600 students, and 10 years in about 12,700 students. So again, it's just a little bit more of a flattening of that enrollment growth. This is combating some of that regeneration that we are witnessing. This is what those would look like at the elementary campus level. This would be next fall at 4,300 students, and 4,500 students not until about 2022. And finally, at the middle and high school campuses, again, that intermediate class would start to decline. You still see that bubble working its way through. It's now just a little bit larger and more pronounced. The high school wouldn't reach 4,500 students within the next 10 years in this scenario. So just to sum up, unemployment rate still very low in the DFW area and in the city of Duncanville. We are seeing some regeneration and seeing those price appreciation in your district that's really driving that existing home market to be very desirable, especially for younger families. We do think that that could start impacting your kindergarten enrollment going forward and start seeing some of that regeneration within your district. The home prices within your district have gone up more than 50% in just the last 7 years. 5-year student enrollment growth, a potential of 240 students for a fall 2022 enrollment of 13,134 students. Can I answer any questions for you at this time? I know I threw out a lot of numbers out there, so. Yes, sir.
What's the average number of kids per household normally?
So for a new home to be built, so our standard is about 0.5 to 0.6 students per house is a very typical yield. That depends on the price points of the homes. The more expensive the homes get, typically the lower the yield and the older students that it yields. It's a great question. And the multifamily is going to be a little bit different. That we would expect a 0.2. They're going to be a significantly lower, especially the luxury style apartments that you are experiencing.
Any more questions or comments? Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.
Tell Mr. Templeton we missed him, but you're much easier on the eyes.
Thank you.
I don't think we have any communications from citizens. Being that there are no further items to discuss, this meeting is adjourned.